Lesson 6 homework question number 2. Use the following graph to answer the questions below. To prevent having to scroll up and down repeatedly, I've copied this by pressing Ctrl+C and pasted it into a document next to me so that I can just see it really quickly, all on one screen. So over here on the left, this graph is an example of what type of graph? A time series. Nope, we don't have any time going on down here. From the on the horizontal, it's not going from a certain time frame. A bar chart. Yeah, this is a great bar chart. A pie chart. Nope, it's not a circle, and it's not a scatter plot with a bunch of different points out here. So it's definitely a bar chart. The next one. The different colors of the bars show the scores of three different parts of the SAT. Match each of the graph colors with the corresponding part of the SAT. Here we have our legend or key down here. Green is reading, blue is math, and this pink purple is writing. So the pink is writing, we just read that. The green is reading, and the blue is math. Moving to the next one. Identify the label on the vertical axis or the y-axis of the graph. This is over here. And it's been titled as SAT score. So we can identify that as the vertical axis. Next, identify the label on the horizontal axis or the x-axis of the graph, and that's down here. Horizontal is like horizon, and a horizon like a sunset goes across the bottom. So this is family income times 1,000, and that's our label. The next, the label SAT score is misleading. It represents the average SAT score earned by all students in a specified category. Select the best choice from the labels below. Because it's asking for, or it's actually the average SAT score, we should probably mention that it is the average. And the other word for average is mean. The next, what is the purpose of the times 1,000 in the label family income times 1,000? If we times these numbers each by 1,000, we get 0 to 20,000. Times this by 1,000, 20,000 to 40,000. 40,000 to 60,000, and so on. So the answer is the labels of 0 to 20, 20 to 40, and so forth actually represent, $0 to $20,000. This is the family income, and that is the purpose of the times 1,000. It does not mean that each student took the SAT exam was given $1,000 to participate, and it also doesn't mean that each family shown only has an income of $1,000. Next, finally, which of the following are correct statements about the graph shown, and mark all that apply? The first one, every single student that had a family income of more than $200,000 scored higher on the reading component of the SAT than every single student that had a family income between 60 and 80. So we're going to go to 60 and 80, and we're looking at the reading component, which is green, and we're going to look at the more than 200,000, so we're comparing this green one to the more than 200, this green one, and it says every single student that had a family income of more than 200,000 scored higher on the reading component of the SAT than every single student that had a family income between 60 and 80. Now remember, these scores are actually average, and because this is an average, we do have some students that had to have scored lower, so I can't say that every single student actually did score higher, so I'm not going to select this one. The next one, every single student that had a family income between 0 and 20,000, okay, had a reading score. Reading is, again, green. SAT score of 440. So here we go to 440. Because this is average, that's not the case, because to add them all up and then divide by how many doesn't mean that every single student actually scored that, because this is average. The next one, the mean SAT for writing decreases as family income decreases. So the mean SAT writing is pink, and the writing mean scores decreases as the family income decreases. The pinks continue to decrease the entire time, so that's true. So the mean SAT score for writing definitely decreases as the family income decreases. Let's move to the next one. The mean math SAT score for students with a family income of more than 200,000. So we have 200,000 here. Math is blue. Was the highest of all the income brackets. It actually is the highest mean math score. So that's true. The mean math SAT score for students with a family income of more than was the highest of all the incomes. That's correct. Was the highest score of all the income brackets. The next, the mean score for math increases as family income increases. Okay, let's check out the math. Math, does it increase every single time? It does seem to increase every single time, so that one is also true. Moving to the next one, from the graph we can conclude that a higher family income causes a student to receive a high score on the SAT. That's not the case. This is actually a correlation. We are comparing it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's causing it. So this is false. The next, from the graph we can conclude that family income and SAT scores are related. Yes, they are definitely related. We see a correlation, but we can't say that there's a causation. And we can go up and check how did we do on the green checks and move to the next problem.